Hey guys, how you doing? Ron here with Tech Tips to Go. In today's video, I'm going to go over a past subject that I went over and just talk about like kind of what I did today. This is more along the lines of like diversification. I keep getting this question a lot. So let's get into the video. So I got a question from David Forbes about 50 minutes ago. And also from Finn. He says, great to see your channel growing. Thanks for the shout out, Finn. So David Forbes says, I was going to buy Ripple tomorrow, just 1,000 coins. I could get 50,000 VET at the same price. I need some more diversity. What would you recommend as an altcoin? Maybe ADA. So Cardano is, I think it's a good project, right? Because they have a strong team, developers. And the great thing about them is the marketing. Because like I said before as well, is you can have the best product, best service, best technology ever. But if you don't have marketing or you're not seen, you don't go anywhere. Bottom line, that's it. Sales and marketing is going to help increase your customers, right? Unless you've got this really unique product that will take you from like my height of like 5'6" to like 6'6". And if that technology lasts out there, like give me a call. Anyways, that's the thing. No marketing, no sales. You're not seen out there. So let's get into like diversification. So what did I do today? So I want to show you like on my screen. This is like my list of traditional stocks that are out like on the Nasdaq. Like I mentioned, like I like some foreign exchange, ex-US, like the S&P that is not related to like foreign exchange, where it just continue gradual. It'll pay dividends. So another one that I also like diversify into is biochem and cannabis. So the reason why is because cannabis had its hype, so I got in early, exited, but I still hold on to like some of those speculative stocks. Like one of them is like InMed TO. So they're creating like a glaucoma kind of product for like your eye that involves like cannabis. So it's already been approved for like phase 1 trials. So that kind of took a boost. As well as I got into a stock earlier, which is like a biopharm company, which is called AIM Immunotech. So it went from like $1 to like $3 today, or just in a period of like 1 quarter. And they're dealing with like COVID-19, like Ampligen. Ampligen is like kind of like their main product that they patent to kind of help cure COVID-19. And they're working with like Japan and have got like series of funding and investors on that. So to go back to David's question about ADA. So ADA is like I said, great project. They got the test at Shelley going. So like I said, it's one of those speculative stocks where like if they do it right and it comes out right, then it'll be successful. Kind of like in the early days of Ethereum. And that's where you're kind of taking your chance. Even though it's like a 5 cents, you take your chance to see where it could go, and if successful, great. But it's like any other coin that we put into. But I have a better feeling more on Cardano and ADA. I think Cardano's is great. I put some money into Cardano, not a lot, not as much as VeChain, but I think I get the question about ADA, and the community is really strong with ADA. A lot of believers, a lot of developers, and I like it because ex-Ethereum owner, great community, great marketing. Soon, like I think his vision like for marketing is gonna kind of help excel ADA and more. So anyways, yeah, and I I've had some comments on my channel like, why would you invest in all these other altcoins? Why don't you just stick with like Bitcoin? And it just blows my mind. It's like, are you guys tunnel vision? Like, not you guys, but like if you just put all your money into Bitcoin, sure, you'll do okay, but let's say Bitcoin goes down. Like I'm not going to put all my money into one thing. Like I mentioned, like you guys have been watching my channel. Like I'm into real estate investing, a number of properties, not just in Canada and US. If you had all your money in Airbnb, you'd be hurting right now. So that's a problem. Like if you don't diversify and you just stuck all your rental properties into Airbnb, you're probably hurting right now. You're probably taking a big hit. Let's say you had majority of properties in Thailand and they were all Airbnb, you were profiting a lot of money, and hopefully you saved a lot of that money. But now, like, who's going to Thailand? No one can even get to Thailand, right? So that's why I talk about diversification. Like I like business diversification. The S&P, traditional stocks, biochem, cannabis, cryptocurrencies and real estate. Like I like real estate a lot. You just can't go wrong with real estate. And then obviously cryptocurrency like VeChain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, Cardano. Like not just one cryptocurrency. Like Tone Vays. Like he's so tunnel vision. Like I don't know if you ever watched like some of his stuff on Bitcoin. Like he's such a Bitcoin maximalist that I think that's all he invests in. Like he trash talks a lot of other coins like XRP and whatever, but like I don't like to trash talk coins until you have like hard facts and fundamentals and research. You've done it, then great. But I think he's just so tunnel vision that whatever else he talks about, he just calls it like garbage. Like I don't know if it's just to create controversy. Like he calls Ethereum garbage. Like Ethereum's not garbage. Like he calls XRP garbage, and it blows my mind because he's just so tunnel vision, right? But when you look at like, not to say that like Bitcoin's going to go down, but let's say it does, like then all your investment, everything, like 100% of your portfolio is gone. It drives me insane. Like when people say, why would you why would you start getting to all these other coins when you just hedge or just get 100% into Bitcoin because everything correlates with it? But it's like, man, that was like the worst advice that someone has said on my channel. So just kind of made me shake my head and like, it's like, this guy needs a lesson. Oh, it's funny with the XRP video that I had. I get a lot of comments. Anyways, like Brobox is like, XRP is complete garbage. You know, do you really want the banks to trust with your hard-earned cash, etc.? There are a lot of, you know, great comments here that kind of like makes you think like, well, you know, you got some great points like Agent J. You know, there's a lot of, you know, crypto fan XRP. There's a ton of great like feedback on it. I think because the majority of you guys are VeChain supporters. But anyways, I wanted to show you this too. So VeChain and XRP. So what does this say here? So here is what 66% of people, when they say, you know, how do you feel about XRP today? 66% is like thumbs up, 34% thumbs down. Now, when you look at VeChain, it's like 97% of the people are, you know, thumbs up and 3% down. So I'm wondering, like, based on the 3%, why is that? Is that the early investors who got into Ven, you know, and then they did that token transition? So that's very interesting. Another question, Brian Kim, what's going on? He says, I know we're in VET topics, but do you agree or disagree that in order for VET to be successful, BTC must be successful and stay as a king of all cryptos? No. Like, in order for VET, like I said, like in my other video, VET can be off the cryptocurrency market, and I think as a company, it'll be successful and profitable because of the investors and partnerships that they have and the technology that they've got into earlier than most. Because we all know that all these other companies like IBM, like running like Hyperledger, PwC, Deloitte, all the supply chain companies that are, you know, the early investors that are getting into supply chain technology solutions in their early onset, they're already investing into blockchain solutions, whether it's cryptocurrency or not. Like IBM is not in the cryptocurrency game, but they have their Hyperledger fabric, right? Like that is out there that they're pitching to a lot of companies, doing a lot of like trade shows, doing a lot of you know, formal education for mass adoption. So when people ask me like this question of like, does VET need to be successful because of BTC? No, 100% no. Like right now it's correlated because it's on the exchanges. It's you know, traded very close with, you know, in pairs. And pretty much almost every coin out there is like correlated with Bitcoin. You know, if we see Bitcoin going to like 50,000, of course all the other altcoins are going to go up. And that's what we see with like XRP and BTC and VeChain. Like when Bitcoin goes up, like it's very correlated. Like I think it's like a 98 or 93 to 98%. You know, Bitcoin goes up, we see VeChain go up. But there's times when you see like Bitcoin will go up and VeChain, you know, is just flat. Or when Bitcoin's down and we see a lot of great news on VeChain, you know, we see like a 10% gain, which is good. And I'm hoping that we see more of that because, like I said, like VeChain doesn't even need cryptocurrency. Like they don't even need to be in the crypto game or like have these coins. Like if they were public, I'm sure they do, just as well. So this one's for Gypsy King. So he was asking me about perspective on ZIL. So ZIL is, so I took a look at ZIL like a couple of months ago, and I think they talk about like sharding a lot, great technology, great platform, but it's kind of like where ADA is, but a lot lower, like very lower. Like ZIL has a potential because of their technology of sharding and everything else. And like with ZIL, like the sharding is great, the technology is great, but I think when it comes to staking, you needed 10 million coins. But then if you didn't have 10 million coins, then you can kind of hop onto that validator, but they set the dates in terms of how long you stake and etc. I think it would have been more attractive, like, because even at 10 million coins at almost a penny, you're talking about close to $100,000, right? So it doesn't make it attractive, like, for people to invest $100,000 into ZIL. Like, if they made it closer to $10,000, I think they'd have more people looking at staking, because I think their staking percentage is a lot higher. But this is kind of like in the early onsets of like ADA and Cardano, you have like a great token with great like tokenomics, metrics, potential with sharding, and the amount, like they're really promoting like how fast their speeds are going to be, like a lot faster than Ethereum and etc. So it's the same kind of early onset days of like Ethereum, like, it could. So this is based on speculation. But I took a look at it, and did I want to get into it? No, because then you have your bag, and your bag keeps growing. At the end of the year, it's kind of like shiny object syndrome. You start looking at more tokens, because it's increasing. Like it's gone from 0.003 to 0.009, almost a penny, which like huge gains, right? And then you see a dump or sell off, and it goes down. So you start getting like this shiny object syndrome, like Digibyte. Like Digibyte's another great product, but it went up like 300% over like weeks, right? But then you start filling your bag. So like on top of all the stuff that I have, like in terms of like diversification, like whether it's real estate, cryptocurrencies, traditional stocks, I just kind of like to maintain a healthy bag. Whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, like ADA, VeChain, XRP, like I don't want to like fill my bag too much where I've got to follow so much news. But there are like coins where I'm more bullish on long term, and then like even with VeChain, I don't know, that's not even my like long term game, because I think we're gonna, I'm hoping like 5 years or less. But if I do hold on longer, I think it'll be. But I want to like, I've bagged a lot to hopefully gain more in the short term, because I think with blockchain technology solutions like enterprise solutions, I think we can get a lot of noise out there where there's going to be a lot of investors seeing what VeChain is doing. So if I bagged a lot and hopefully it goes to $1 or whatever, like, or not even like 25 cents or 50 cents, I'll be very, very happy. So that's my take on ZIL, and just kind of what I've been doing, like diversifying and kind of not thinking, like try not to be too tunnel vision on one thing. Like, like if you're getting into real estate, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like you've heard that term, like that quote, that term so much, and it's true. It's like if you have all your money in cryptocurrencies, but you're not really diversifying in other ways, and let's say all of cryptocurrencies, or there's some kind of ban in your country and you can't access cryptocurrency or your funds, or you've lost it, like just kind of think long term, right? Like another one that I have, the last one that I have here is this company, Pembina Pipeline Corporation. So they deal with like, they're a company based in Calgary, but they deal with like underlying pipeline technologies, like pipeline, like they deal with like pipeline transportation and in midstream services for like the energy industry, gas and etc. So this is like, if you do more research on this company, they actually offer a dividend yield of 8%. And you guys know I like passive income. So if you think of 8% as a dividend yield, that's really big. And because the reason why I like this is because if you look at the chart, and if you look at their cash flow and their statements, like they've burned, I think in a quarter, about $1 billion. But this is without any financial aid, like the CERB, like government funding. any help that they're getting just from anywhere, like government. So they burn through 1 billion, but they have 6 billion in cash flow. Like they have 6 billion in cash. Like if they needed to burn through 6 more quarters, and this is all like, will the oil market always be like this? No. Like people are like, once this kind of blows over, people are going to start driving, transportation, like fuel, like all that's going to come up. Like, so what we're doing is buying the dip. We're investing into like these profitable companies that were profitable, that have a healthy like cash flow, have reserves, etc. So like with this company, like they can easily go back to the government, look for funding to kind of help them throughout those times. And when the market goes back up, it's great. And it's the same thing like what I talked about like with Disney. Like, do I think Disney is done and over with? No. Like, they've got streaming services. Once the economy gets back up, all these kids are going to, whether they're going to hop on streaming, they're going to be competing with like, their rivals in like the online streaming space. Like, look how great Netflix is doing. Disney has their own channel. The cruises, the cruise industry, like Walt Disney, like in Asia, in North America, people are going to be going back to Walt Disney. And like I think Walt Disney was at like an all-time high of 150, then it went down to about 80. So I think it's a great buy, right? So, and this is just diversification. Anyways, I'm gonna keep blabbing on. So anyways, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Subscribe, comment, like, and that's it.